Hi everyone. So I'm back, and you're probably wondering exactly what those pictures were from, the ones that I just showed. And it's a logical question. The answer is that they're actually from, I believe, yeah, it's our third day in Abu Dhabi where we visited the NMC Hospital Center, obviously in Abu Dhabi. And we met with the employees and even the founding family, the Shetties, which all in all were amazingly hospitable. So they began by taking us on pretty much the most thorough tour of a hospital that I've ever been on. So you saw the pictures of the VVIP suite. It's actually a luxury suite for obviously very, very important people. So if ever I get sick, forget about the hospitals in Montreal. I know I want to come to your hospital. And this was followed by a motivational speech from the family. And it's probably the most amazing entrepreneurial success stories that I've ever heard. I'll talk about it a little bit later. And of course, all this was followed by a really nice dinner at what I believe is, yeah, it really was. It was Dr. Shetty's daughter's restaurant, yeah. So I'll start by giving a little background on Dr. Shetty. He's only one in three people to have received an honor from the government, and this is allowing him to reside in the UAE pretty much at his own free will. So clearly, the family has achieved really a tremendous feat, and they've also gained the loyalty of many of the most influential locals. So they really are the go-to practitioners in the city, and they've contributed a lot to health education in the area. I know this might not mean much coming from me, but great job, guys, and keep up the good work. So now on to the history of NMC. So everything really began in 1975 when Dr. Shetty moved from India rather, because he was finding it increasingly hard to make ends meet. So he moved to Abu Dhabi, and he pretty much had to fight just to get a pharmacy license. So finally he got the pharmacy license, opened up his pharmacy. The pharmacy evolved into a private practice. The private practice grew into a hospital. The hospital grew into many hospitals within the UAE, and then also to hospitals in many neighboring countries. That also grew to the acquisition of many pharmaceutical research companies, pretty much all over the world. So you have some in Australia, one in Canada, I believe it's in Vancouver, called Neo Pharma, and now they're really a diversified conglomerate with services, obviously in healthcare, financial services, trading, manufacturing, hospitality, IT, advertising, real estate, and retail. They had a growth rate over the past couple of years of 45 to 52%, which is just huge. Now, as for what Dr. Shetty said, he said a couple of really, really cool things. I think the first one being that strength was his capital. It really was the first time I heard this, so it's really, really quite interesting. And his success was based on three things. One, it was variety. Two, integrity. And three, hard work. And there really was no question of luck. So it's so important just to be the best person that you can be at all times. Obviously, another thing that he mentioned was don't be greedy. Super, super important. I've seen so many people really much go from not rags to riches, but the opposite, so riches to rags. And he also told us a pretty funny story on subsidizing haircuts, but if ever you meet him, ask him about that. So I guess the thought of the day is, if I can hold this up for you guys, can you guys see it? Yeah. So dreams are free, so free your dreams. It's super important to dream big. Don't be afraid to dream. Um, Dream will allow you to innovate, and as we know, if you can innovate, that'll lead to prosperity. Rather, that will lead to productivity, and we know that productivity is the fundamental driver behind prosperity and growth. Also, if I could just quote Dr. Shetty, think you can and you'll be right. And don't be scared, behind every disaster, there really is an opportunity. So dream big, guys, and I'll talk to you later. And to the Shettys, if ever you're in Montreal, don't be afraid to give me a shout out. Bye.